Hi, everyone.
Hello, Nyack Library, or Kristen, I should say.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm okay. This is Francisco from the Warner Library. How are you doing?
Hi, Francisco. I'm well. Just waiting for Empress to come.
Wonderful. Would it be okay if you made me a co-host? I'd be happy to help you with the program in any way I can.
It's totally fine. But I think I can only make one person co-host. I'm supposed to make her co-host.
That's right. I'm so sorry. I don't want to. I certainly don't want that to happen.
Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate it.
And I know that you're new at the Nyack Library, so welcome.
Oh, thank
Hopefully,
you so much. I appreciate that.
I know. I before you, it was Rosemary, I think, and now she's with
Yes.
us. She's with us at Westchester Library System.
Oh, she is? That's wonderful.
Yes. So,
That's
well,
fantastic.
welcome, Kristen. It'll be a pleasure to work with you going forward.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited. It's a great place to be. Are you in? You're in now. Everybody's joined, I think. Okay. I just don't see Empress yet.
Right, right. And another thing I wanted to say as well, we're waiting for Empress. Thank you for recording this meeting because we normally don't record a lot of our programs at Warner. So this is great because anybody who can't attend can then just look at the recording and then they can bake along.
Exactly. They can wait, bake right along. Oh, you know what? I think that might have been Empress calling me. Give me one moment. Hello, Empress? No, are you in? Oh, you don't have a link. Okay, hold on a moment and I'll grab it for you. Uh, I think I can send it by email to you. Okay, thanks. Okay, Empress just called. She does not have the link. One moment.
Okay.
I'm muted. Says mute. If you get a line through mute, then hello.
Hi, Empress.
Hi, hello.
How
Sorry
are
about that.
you?
Oh, okay.
I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice. Let me just make you the co-host. Hang on one moment.
Sure. Can everyone see me clearly, or should I move a little further in?
You look great right now.
Okay. Great.
I'm just trying to get you into the co-host.
Okay, no problem.
She's kind of far.
Kind of far. All right, let me move this a
Yep.
little closer. If I could.
See me?
Why?
Huh?
That's right. A little bit better. You know what? Hold on. Do it. I could just move my phone a little bit. Better?
That looks great to me.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Awesome. All right, just let me know when I can start.
We are ready for you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Empress Vasquez. I am a chef, a private chef, and a culinary consultant. I have my own little private owned business, and I also do some freelance work from time to time. And I hope you guys enjoyed this workshop. We're doing holiday cookies today. And the best thing about these cookies, they are foolproof. You could do these with your kids. It's really hard to mess these up, and they're super quick. You do have to chill one of them a bit longer, so we're gonna start on that first. We're gonna pop them into the freezer for like maybe 30 minutes, and then we're gonna pop it into the oven, and they're gonna be delicious. So the first cookie we're gonna start with today is a chocolate crinkle cookie. Before we start, do I have anyone baking with me today?
You do. You have plenty of people on the line. Everybody's on
Any
mute.
bakers? No? All right, so
I'm a
Just
baker,
watch.
but not with you
not
today.
for me?
Just
Okay,
watching you.
that's fine.
We're gonna try. We'll try to keep up.
I'm sorry?
We're gonna try to keep up. So we're
All
gonna
right, sweet, good. All right, so again, first we're doing our chocolate crinkle cookie, and I don't know if any of you had this cookie. It's basically just a super fudgy, dense, but it is very chewy and just creamy on the inside. It has a slight crisp on the outside. It's dusted with powdered sugar, and it's one of my favorite cookies because I'm a chocoholic. So, and then the next one is going to be a Gingersnap cookie, which is also, it's going to be nice and crispy on the outside, but super chewy on the inside because of the molasses and the brown sugar that we're going to add to it. So let's get started on our chocolate crinkle cookie. So in my
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
was
you.
muted. Okay, okay. All right, perfect. So we're gonna start creaming our butter and our sugar. So over here, I'm gonna add, one stick of butter into my stand mixer with the paddle attachment. And make sure your butter is softened. I am horrible with taking my butter out when I'm supposed to. So I just pop it in the microwave for about like 15 to 20 seconds. And that normally does the trick. It gives me the consistency that I want. So I'm gonna start my mixer on low, and then I'm gonna gradually add my white sugar and my dark sugar. And we're gonna do a half a cup of the dark brown sugar here. Any questions so far?
Can you use light brown sugar, or does it have to be dark?
No, you can use light brown sugar. I never see a difference. It's just normally what I have on hand. I have dark brown sugar most of the time. I think today actually I have light brown sugar, but you can use whatever dark brown sugar you want. If you don't have brown sugar at all, you can use a little bit of molasses if you have that on hand and some white sugar. It's gonna be just fine. So I'm gonna cream this first, just a little bit. You just wanna add in your sugar. You wanna have the exact measurement. And then you're gonna add that to your butter.
How much brown sugar did you say?
A half a cup.
Okay.
And
How
then
much
you're gonna
white?
do the same measurement with the white sugar. So
How much?
white sugar.
How much of the white? How much of the white?
I'm sorry?
How much of the white?
A half a cup as well. So it's gonna be a half a cup of dark, a half a cup of white. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the white sugar as well. And you wanna cream this until it's fluffy. You want like a little fluffy consistency to this butter. And you'll get there. I'm gonna go up a little higher on my mixer. Okay, now I'm gonna add just one large egg. This one, you're gonna have to take your egg out. You want it room temperature. If you don't have your room, if it's super cold, that's fine too. It's just your cookie's gonna be just a little firmer. But when you're baking with eggs, you always wanna have your eggs room temp. So this I took out about an hour and a half ago. I took this out, but I forgot to get my butter. Any questions so far?
Excuse me, what if you don't have the mixer?
I'm sorry?
What if you don't have the mixer?
You can definitely use a whisk. You're just gonna need a little bit of arm power. So you can use a whisk. You can use a wooden spoon. You can use a hand mixer. You don't need one of these to make cookies. I've made cookies many times with just the whisk because I've been too lazy to pop this out because normally I have this in storage. So a whisk works just fine. You're just gonna have to make sure your butter is soft, and you're gonna have to make sure your eggs are room temperature because there's nothing worse than trying to whisk cold butter by hand. You don't want to do that. Any other questions?
Do you have any tips for warming up a cold egg in a hurry?
In a hurry. So what I do normally, I would get my tea kettle running, and just before it starts boiling, I'm just gonna add my egg in there for maybe 2 minutes. You don't want to cook your egg. 2 minutes, and then there you go. You're just fine.
Got it. Thank you.
Or just a bowl of really hot water for 5 minutes. You don't need to put the tea kettle on. Any other questions? All right, I'm gonna continue beating. So I'm sorry if I can't hear you. you're gonna start beating a little bit, and then you're gonna start seeing that your mixture is rising to the sides. You always want to scrape your sides down. You want to get every ingredient incorporated, so and combined. So you just want to go ahead and scrape your sides, scrape the bottom of the bowl, kind of, get in there. And then we're just gonna keep creaming this for like another minute. And we're gonna do a medium. I'm sorry, I seem to have misflavored vanilla extract. Just give me one moment. I know I had my vanilla extract out here, but I'll be right back. Okay, got it. So I got my vanilla. Normally, whatever cookie recipe you're using is gonna call for 1 teaspoon if you're making just one batch. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I love vanilla, so I never measure. I just put a nice little in there. But 1 teaspoon of vanilla if you just want to follow recipe. So I like vanilla. Okay, now we're gonna let this chill out for a little bit. We're gonna go onto our dry ingredients. So you're gonna get a big mixing bowl or whatever bowl you have. And I normally don't sift my dry ingredients because I feel like it's a waste of time. But with this cookie and as well with the ginger snaps, you're gonna want to sift it because cocoa powder gets clumpy. With the ginger snaps, ginger gets clumpy. Baking soda sometimes gets clumpy. So
yeah, she's sifting it. The recipe did not say to sift.
I mean, it's okay. You don't have to, but I'm gonna do it for this because it clumps up a little bit, and you don't want to like bite on a huge chunk of a dark cocoa powder. You don't want to do that. So if you want, I can go ahead and edit the recipe, and we can send it back out to the library. Okay?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, so we're gonna use 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna add that to our sift. This is like very loud. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna attach this. Any questions so far?
Will you post the recipes?
I'll post them to Kristen and she can, I guess, post it to the page or maybe send it out directly to the patrons who have signed up for this course.
I think.
Is that okay with you, Kristen?
I think the recipe was in the link to the Zoom.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I
I'll
didn't-
talk to
I
you
didn't-
about that then. I want to get the exact recipe to you guys. So again, I
I
have this.
didn't know that.
Which is you're gonna tap this until you're gonna get all the bumps, all the big clumps on the bottom there, and then you're just gonna smooth them out. And keep going. Okay. Okay, and then you're gonna add your dark cocoa powder to this. The recipe does say just natural cocoa powder. My preference, I love the special dark cocoa powder. Again, I'm a chocoholic. I love anything chocolate, and I especially love dark chocolate. Hate milk chocolate, so I use special dark cocoa powder. It's honestly my favorite. The Ghirardelli cocoa powder is really good too. Any questions?
How much of this?
Go ahead.
What's
much
the measurement?
cocoa-
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. There was a breakup.
What's the measurement?
A half a cup of cocoa powder.
Half a cup.
Yep. So you're gonna measure half a cup. If you get a little extra, it's all good. And you're gonna wanna sift that as well. Okay. So we are there, we're good. Now, I don't need to put this to the sift. I use just my regular salt mill. It's just an eighth of a teaspoon of salt. And what the salt does, it brings out the flavor of every component of this recipe. So you're gonna taste the chocolate a bit more, the sugar a bit more. Everything's just gonna pop out. Without salt, I mean, I feel like I taste it if it doesn't have salt in it. So I'm just gonna add like an eighth of a teaspoon. Quick. And I'm not bringing my baking powder. Just give me one more moment. I'm sorry. Any questions so far? So now for your baking soda, it's 1 teaspoon, and you're gonna want to put it through the sieve just because you don't want the clump of baking soda. It's the worst.
Let it go to Burnsville. Walgreens.
I'm sorry?
Walmart. I mean, Fairfield.
Does anybody have a question? I'm not sure if I can hear.
May I recommend everyone, if you don't have a question, please remain muted. That way the background noises don't get in the way of Chef Empress speaking.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Okay, so again, 1 teaspoon of baking soda into the dry. Put this back here. Put everything I'm not using back. So you can see it a little bit better. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit this with a little whisk. You want to still combine all the ingredients, even though you hit it with the sieve. So you want to get your whisk, which I have here, and then just combine it. And now you're going to add your dry to your wet. So that's to your stand mixer or whatever bowl your wet's in. And you're gonna start on low first, okay? Because if you start on high, you're gonna be wearing this stuff instead of it being in your cookie bowl. So just, guide it a little bit into your wet. Little by little. At the halfway point, you're gonna want to scrape the sides down. Yeah, I'm gonna scrape the sides. I wish I had a clear bowl so you guys could see this. Any questions? Okay. Okay, go back on low and add the rest of my mixture. Again, turn it off, scrape. Remember to get that bottom as well. just like another minute, and then you don't want to overbeat it, so turn it off. Remove your paddle. Come on. And then just scrape the paddle. So you're gonna get like this super pasty, it smells so good. The super pasty chocolate dough here. It's still like a bit, it's still pretty soft. So that's why we need to chill it, because if we bake it off now, it's just gonna like everywhere. You're just gonna get a huge, which is still gonna be delicious, but it's just not gonna look as pretty. The recipe calls for chocolate chips. I have only the bar of Ghirardelli chocolate, so I am gonna chop that up and I'm gonna add it to this. A basic cookie, the chocolate crinkles doesn't call for chocolate chips. This is just fine, but I like chocolate chips because I like chocolate. But you can very well omit the chocolate chips if you want to. Ooh.
How much chocolate chips?
Do about a half a cup. I think the recipe does call for a cup of it. That's semi-sweet. Semi-sweet chocolate chips is way too sweet for me. I do a dark chocolate, but if you like it on the sweeter side, go ahead with the semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm only gonna do a half a cup of, or like even a quarter cup of the Ghirardelli dark chocolate bar. That's a lot of chocolate. Excuse me. Oh. Well, I think actually my kids took the chocolate bar while I wasn't looking. So forget the chocolate from me. They ran upstairs and now I can't find it. So I'm pretty sure they have it. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add this to, I wanna get this a little, I definitely don't wanna put it in a bowl, put it in my freezer. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna put it on some saran wrap and you wanna flatten it out a little bit. Because if you put it in a bowl, it's just gonna take longer to chill. So unless you have like the time, if you wanna do it overnight, go ahead, just leave it in the bowl, pop it in the fridge. We don't have that much time, so I'm gonna flatten it down with some saran wrap and pop it in the freezer for a couple minutes. Any questions?
This is supposed to be really, really thick.
It's thick, yeah. She's thick.
Okay. Okay.
Are you baking?
Yeah.
Can I see your mix?
Well, I had to use kind of like a blender. Hold on.
Where are you? Oh, I can't find you. Hold on. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hey. Can you
So
just
like that?
That's very thick. No, you're gonna
Yeah.
need to. That's pretty thick. You put in the food processor. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I.
What we need to do? Go ahead and add a splash of milk until you get this consistency here. You want it to look like this. So she's thick, but
not this thick.
but not like a rock.
Okay.
Can we show another thick check?
Yeah.
Hang on. Forgot. Let's see.
She real thick.
Oh, she's thick. Yeah. No. You got that. That's good.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You're fine. Just go ahead. I mean, can I just? I wish I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah. No. Yeah. You look fine. You look good.
Great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now let's go ahead and chill her, and then we're gonna start our Gingersnap cookies. Once she's chilled, we're gonna roll her in powdered sugar, and then we're gonna bake her off. It's like, I think 10 minutes that we can bake these off, but they're so good. These are my favorite cookie. And it sucks because you kind of just see them mostly during the holiday, so I can't be lazy and buy them at the store really. So see, I'm just plopping it down. Getting the sides. All right. I'm just gonna wrap this up, add it to the freezer, and then we'll move on. I am gonna take a quick, like, 3-minute break just to rinse off my bowl. I only have one mixing bowl. See, I'm just gonna flatten it out a little bit, just so it could chill a little bit faster. Because we're just gonna take little balls out of this. You don't really need, like, if you want, you could use a little ice cream scoop or a melon baller. I like these on the smaller side, so I'll just take a little bit of, like, a chunk of each, roll it around, and roll it in some powdered sugar. All right. And into my freezer it goes. Okay. Okay, are there any questions? Nope. Okay, good. Just give me 1 second. Let me just recenter myself.
I may have made it too soft when it was too hard. Or too
Sorry?
thick. I think I may have added too much milk. Hang on.
Can I see your? Actually, you know what? That looks a lot better than before. So you could go ahead and chill it, and it's gonna be exactly what you want if you chill
Okay,
it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
In the fridge, right? Not the freezer. Fridge.
Put it in the freezer. You want in the, if
In
it's
the
a regular day and you have all the time in the world, pop her in the fridge overnight. But we only have an hour and a half, so in the freezer it's gonna
Okay. Okay.
I have chocolate everywhere. Just putting my mixer back and getting the chocolate off of my machine so that no cocoa powder falls into my Gingersnap cookies. Perfect. Okay, moving on. So now we're doing our Gingersnap cookies, which, again, foolproof. You could do this with your kids. You can let pretty much, I mean, if you add a little bit of something or you have a little less of something, you're most likely going to be just fine. This is a great cookie. I absolutely adore it. So let's get started on that. Any questions before we begin?
Go ahead.
So pretty much every base of most of the cookies, it starts by creaming your butter or your oil or whatever fat you have with the sugar and an egg. So the same way we did with the chocolate crinkle cookie, we're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna take our butter and our sugar and our eggs. Only this time, since we're using molasses, we're gonna add this as well. So for this recipe, it calls for 3/4 of a cup of butter. So it's gonna be a little less than 2, so it's gonna be pretty much 2 sticks, well, 1 and like 3/4 of a stick right here. So we're gonna cut this off and we're not gonna use it. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to know, I came in late, so I missed the beginning of the chocolate cookies, but I wanted to know on the ginger snaps, the chocolate cookies, I know it says to put in the refrigerator for 3 hours and it could stay for up to 3 days, correct? Okay, now, can the ginger snaps be kept in the refrigerator longer? Or it's only 1 hour and you have to cook them that day?
For me, normally I wouldn't do more than 2 days in the ginger snaps in the refrigerator or out, just because it kind of loses that chew and it just gets really hard after 2 days. So yeah, if you're gonna put in the fridge, put it covered, make sure it's like tightly sealed. And I wouldn't go more than 2 days on that, hon. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, yeah, well, I didn't know whether I could just leave, I mean, even just for like a couple more than an hour in there.
Yeah, no, I mean,
2
are you
days
talking
tops.
about when
Okay,
it's made?
thank you so much.
I'm sorry, are you talking about when it's made or just the dough?
The dough.
Oh, no, mommy, the dough you can put in whenever, for as long as you want. The dough
Oh,
is
okay.
coming out after.
Yeah, no, because like I said, the on the chocolate crinkles, it says to put the cookies in the refrigerator, the dough in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours and up to 3 days. So, but the ginger snaps didn't say that, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, the ginger snaps you can do as long as you want. If you're gonna do more than 3 days, or if you want like do it a week in advance and you have it set for another day, put it in the freezer. It's gonna be just fine in the freezer, and then right before you do it, well, an hour before you're ready to bake, take it out and it'll be just fine. But
Oh, I
if you
could
are
put
doing more than
both
3 days, definitely in the freezer for any cookie dough.
Oh, either one of them, I could throw them in the freezer.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Any other questions? All right, cool. So I have my butter in my mixer. I'm gonna add my paddle attachments. Okay.
Can I just have 2 seconds? I'm just still cleaning my bowl.
Sure.
2 seconds, so sorry.
I'm just gonna start pre-measuring. I love bake-alongs. Like I love people baking along with it. It's amazing. It's so much fun. I find it a lot more fun than, you know, just people taking notes, which is fine too, but the bake-along is it's great.
Just let me double check. The butter is supposed to be like room temperature, right? So kind of soft.
Yep.
So do you have any tips to say, I forgot I was baking and it's still in the fridge?
Happens to me all the time. I didn't forget that I was baking, but I forgot to take it out. Microwave it 15-second intervals. So after 15 seconds, check it. If it still needs a little more time, go for another 15, check it. It shouldn't go more than 30 seconds that you just want it, just to kind of, you're gonna want to, you wanna press it with your finger and you want the indent of your finger. What I do as well, like let's say you don't have a microwave, I boil a pot of water. Once the water is done, I take the water out of the pot, I drain it, whatever, and then I just I put the butter not inside the pot, but I put it on a flat surface and I put the pot over the butter for like maybe like a minute, and it does a really good job. Let me know when you're ready, okay, Mama?
Okay, all set. And you said 2 sticks of butter, or it was a little less?
So it's 3/4 cup. So you're gonna do 1 stick and then another stick just with like 1 tablespoon cut off. Or you can have the full 2 sticks, it's totally fine.
I'm gonna do that. And that's all you got up to, right?
I'm sorry?
So sorry, my son's screaming. And that's all you got up to, right? Just the butter?
Yeah, I'm just pre-measuring while you're waiting. So now I'm just, excuse me. I'm gonna cream my butter a little bit. Want it to get a little fluffy. And I'm gonna go ahead and slowly add in my white granulated sugar. You can use turbinado sugar, you can use coconut sugar, whatever sugar you prefer.
And how much sugar is that?
That's 1 cup. Done. So wait until it gets a little fluffy. Now I'm just gonna turn it off and I'm gonna measure out 1/4 of a cup of molasses. You wanna measure this out exactly because too much molasses will, that's all you'll taste. And it is a pretty, it's a very rich flavor. So don't go overboard on the molasses. Unless you like that flavor. If you like it, go right ahead with what you want. But. And the molasses also helps to get that chewiness that you're looking for, like sticks to your teeth a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. And then start alone. I didn't do this because I forgot, but if you're working with molasses or honey, and if you have your measuring cups, go ahead and spray them a little bit with some whatever vegetable oil spray or olive oil spray, doesn't really matter, but because then it'll prevent this from happening. And now I gotta take my finger and scoop it out. Okay. Do I have any questions so far? All right. And now another 1 room temperature egg. Go ahead, crack that in there. Let's scrape your sides. Spatula. All right, so then you want to scrape your sides, scrape the bottom. And then let's go up to medium on this one. And you want to beat it until it's nice and fluffy. About 2 minutes. Okay, so let's let this chill out for a little bit and then we're gonna move on to our dry ingredients. We're gonna sift the dry ingredients as well, just because of the ginger. The ground ginger could clump up as well. I love ginger, so if I get like a rock of it, it's fine by me, but again, baking soda, go ahead and use your sift. So all the dry we're gonna add in here. So we're gonna do the flour and we're doing about 2 1/4 cups of flour. So we're gonna do 2. Okay, so. Any questions? Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and sift that flour through. This is the first cup. How are my bake-alongs doing?
Doing good.
We're doing good over here.
Good, I'm glad. Okay. Second cup. Almost there. I'm using a smaller sieve, so it's taking a little longer. So I apologize. Okay, we're just about there. Okay, we're there. So now we're gonna start hitting this with our dried spices. So we're gonna go on with the ginger, cinnamon, cloves, right here, right here. So we're gonna do a teaspoon of cinnamon into the sieve. Let's do a teaspoon of cinnamon, level it out. And then we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of pretty much everything else. I'm going to omit the nutmeg for me. I'm not really into, I don't like nutmeg very much. I like the flavor of it.
Half ginger.
I'm sorry?
Half ginger, half teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon of ginger, yeah. And then a half a teaspoon of ground cloves as well. And then a half a teaspoon of nutmeg if you guys are doing nutmeg.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Do you always put everything through your sieve?
No, not all the time. I mean, I barely do it, but just for the sake of these two recipes, because there are things in there that can clump up. I'm doing it just for the sake of these two recipes. But like if I'm making a regular chocolate chip cookie dough or even cake, I don't use it. It's a waste of time to me.
But do you always sift your flour?
No.
No.
I never sift my flour. I only sift like if I'm having spices or my dark cocoa powder. That cocoa powder for some reason has like these huge clumps in it, and I have to sift it out, or else it bakes off weird. And then when you chew it, you get a powdery rock in the middle of your cookie, and that sucks. You don't want that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Okay, so I sifted all my spices. I'm gonna go ahead and like a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm eyeballing mine, but go ahead and use your measurement. Do not exclude the salt, please. Use salt in your recipes, especially in your sweet recipes, please. Okay. And now the baking soda. And I have it here. So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Into my sieve too, because the baking soda, mine is clumpy as well. Perfect. And then you're gonna want to go ahead and hit it with a little whisk, just to combine all your ingredients. Boom, boom. Before we add the dry into the wet, I forgot to put vanilla into my wet ingredients. So go ahead and put a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't measure mine. I'm just gonna add my big splash. Okay, before I add the dry, I'm gonna scrape one more time. Any questions? Go on low with your wet, and then we're gonna slowly add our dry.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would you ever trust your 5-year-old child with your KitchenAid? We're at risk. We're in a danger zone right now.
I don't know how to answer this. Is she in front of you?
Yeah, she's in front of the
She's
camera.
in front of you. She can
Oh my
see
gosh.
and hear you.
Then yes, I do.
Do it, Ellis.
Just make sure you start off low, okay? Start it off low because they're gonna wear the entire recipe, okay? Mine is 3 years old, and you know I gotta help her out a little bit, but she does an okay job. So we're gonna slowly on low. We're gonna add our drying. We're just gonna guide it out the bowl a little bit, you know, little by little. If you add it too fast, you're gonna wear it. Trust me. And you could smell it. It's like you could smell the molasses. You can smell the cinnamon. You can smell that ginger. It smells delicious already. Okay, the halfway mark. Let's scrape our sides. Go ahead, scrape your paddle as well. Scrape the bottom. I can't begin to tell you how many times I thought I mixed this thing super well and I just scraped the sides, and then just to find all the dry ingredients or just a clump of butter on the bottom, a clump of sugar on the bottom. So make sure to scrape your bottoms. Okay. And let's continue. Low. And you're gonna see that this is a lot thicker than the crinkle cookie. She's dense. It's gonna go up on the speed just a little bit. A lot of it. I'm just gonna about a minute on medium high, and then we're gonna scrape that paddle. All right. Now this one, depending on how your dough looks, if it's too soft, you can go ahead and pop it in the freezer for like 10-15 minutes. It should be fine. Let me see how mine looks. Yeah, I think I want to pop mine in the freezer too for a little while. Or if it's nice and firm, you can start rolling it. So we're gonna set up a plate of sugar. I'm gonna use regular white sugar, but for me, I like how turbinado sugar looks on the outside of this cookie once it bakes off, and it kind of gives off a caramelly flavor to the outside of the cookie and more of a crisp texture. But white sugar is gonna be just fine for today. So yeah, mine she's soft. So
How does this look?
let me see, Mama. Let me go there with mine. Yeah, and no, it looks great. It looks just like mine. Mine is pretty soft too, but you know, it's not falling off the spoon. And then you go ahead and chill it for a couple minutes, right into the freezer, okay?
Just put my blender right into the freezer.
Take the
This
blade
thing?
out.
Take the blade out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take the blade out because I know it gets stuck in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep mine in the bowl as well. I'm just gonna cover it and just pop it into the ice box. And then we're gonna start setting up our stations to roll the cookie dough in, and the crinkle cookie, we're gonna go ahead and roll it in some powdered sugar, and this one we're gonna again roll it into regular sugar. I'm sorry, or turbinado. Use a turbinado. It's so good. You know what? That's better. Okay, so just a quick break, just so I could just clean up a little bit, and yeah, I'll be right back. Are there any questions though? No?
How long would you say in the freezer?
About 10-15 minutes. It doesn't have to be too long. It's just so that you can chill out that butter. That was some I use really soft butter apparently. So mine was really soft. But you don't want it too hard, because if that gets too hard, you won't be able to roll it out the way you want it to, the way you want to roll it out. Any other questions? How'd the baby do in the KitchenAid?
There we are. She's doing all right.
All right, good job.
She didn't put it too high, but not
Good.
too
Yeah,
low.
low.
But she does slam it down a lot.
Don't do that.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
I got it. We're done with all our measuring tools. We could get rid of all our stuff. You want to leave out your powdered sugar and your granulated sugar. And then you want to prepare 2 sheet trays with parchment paper. So without spraying your parchment paper, your cookie sheet before you add your parchment paper, it's gonna stick everywhere. Well, it's gonna fly away, and then the moment you add, if you're using a spoon and you add your cookie dough to the parchment paper, it's gonna stick to your spoon. So I normally just grease a little bit, just like 1 spray to my cookie sheet before I add the parchment, and it does a good job sticking. So it looks like this. See? It's not flying away.
And what if you don't have the paper?
If you don't have the paper, go ahead and use aluminum foil. That's fine. If you don't have aluminum foil, a little bit of vegetable oil on a paper towel and go over your cookie sheet. You don't want to do it with butter, because butter burns pretty fast, and it'll burn your cookie.
Okay, so what am I putting on the tin foil? Sorry.
I'm sorry?
What am I spraying on the tin foil?
If you're using tin foil, don't use anything.
Nothing.
If you don't have tin foil, use vegetable oil just to grease your cookie sheet.
Okay.
And you don't want to use butter, because then it burns really quick.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions? All right. Just let this down a little bit. I don't want to move my kitchen just to have a little more room. Okay. Awesome. So I'm gonna get 2 plates ready, and then I'm gonna take out my chocolate crinkle cookie dough. So again, 1 plate is just gonna have regular sugar. You don't really have to measure it out, just coat the bottom of a plate with some sugar. You don't need too much. And the same goes for the powdered sugar. If you want, if you like more of a cinnamony type of flavor, go ahead and add a little cinnamon powder to your ground cinnamon to your granulated sugar for the Gingersnap cookies. I'm just gonna keep my sugar normal, regular. Any questions?
I don't have the powdered sugar. Is that bad?
For a basic chocolate crinkle cookie, you do want to roll it in powdered sugar, but if not, go ahead and omit the powdered sugar and you're fine. Don't worry, it's still gonna be crisp, it's still gonna be delicious. It's
Okay.
pretty much more for visual.
Okay.
If you don't have it, it's still gonna be just fine. It's gonna be fudgy and it's still gonna be crispy. You're gonna be just fine. Oh, I did forget to tell you guys this. I didn't add it to mine, but if you do like a richer chocolate like flavor, add 1 teaspoon of instant espresso powder to your wet ingredients, and it makes a huge difference. I didn't add it to mine. I did forget, but yeah, that's a good tip. Use coffee. Coffee is awesome with chocolate, and you don't taste it. It just brings out that chocolate flavor so much more. Okay. So we're doing the chocolate crinkle first. So let me take it out of the freezer.
Excuse me, how much coffee did you say to add?
1 teaspoon, darling.
Thank you.
Okay, so my chocolate, I'm gonna go ahead and go a little closer to the camera. My cookie dough is firm now. You see, like it's not falling apart. It's nice and I can roll it up into a ball. See? That's what you want to get. So let me get my, I'm gonna need my cookie sheet. Hello. So for my crinkles, I like them a little on the smaller side. I don't like them too big. I do maybe like I want to say a tablespoon. You take your actual tablespoon measure and scoop them out. I just eyeball it, so maybe a little ping pong ball. I roll it. Just want to roll it. And then you're gonna go ahead and put that in the powdered sugar. You don't have to flatten it out, it'll flatten in the oven. Any questions?
So I don't have the powdered sugar, so I'm just rolling it and
Roll it, mama. Yep, you're good.
And where am I putting it? In the sheet pan?
Mhm.
Yes, okay.
Yours are gonna look like brownie cookies, which is fine.
Okay. And then what about the mixture I made with the sugar and the cinnamon?
That's gonna be for your ginger snaps. I just wanted you to get get that ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Although that wouldn't be bad, I'm sure that'll be delicious. It'll taste like a Mexican hot chocolate.
What did you say about, what did you put under your parchment paper?
Just a spray, just like Pam or any type of vegetable oil spray. Just one little, just so that the paper could stick.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? All righty. These are actually a lot bigger than I wanted them to be. It's okay. And space them out about 1.5 to 2 inches apart because they're gonna go ahead and spread. So you don't want them to stick. If they stick, it's fine. What's good with cookies is you could reshape them. I don't know if anyone has seen that glass trick where you take a cookie, you put it on a flat surface like a cutting board. You take a glass and you just roll the cookie around and it just gets back into shape. So you could always do that. Any other questions? Okay. So again, I'm rolling the last of it, and then I'm gonna pop it in my preheated oven. It was at 350 degrees. So that's, and you wanna bake it for about 11 to 12 minutes, I think. Yeah, about 11, 12. I normally check them a little before. I check them at the 8-minute mark just to see how they're doing. It depends on how your oven runs. My oven runs pretty hot. So by 9 minutes, my cookies are normally done. So you'll know your oven. And if you don't, you'll find out. If you're not sure if your oven runs hot, start checking them at the 5-minute mark, and then every 5 minutes go ahead and check. Because your oven can run low, and it'll take maybe 15 minutes to make your cookies. So here's how mine look. Okay, pop it in the oven. They're gonna roll around a little bit. It's okay. Just make sure they're 2 inches apart. And then you can always refreeze this and use it for another day. I'm gonna let my kids play with this later. They're gonna make their own batch. For kids as well, what's fun with that, with the crinkle cookie, I've done the non-Purells, the rainbow ones, and I've rolled my crinkle cookie in that, and that is, it's nice too. It looks very pretty, and it does give a nice crisp as well. And it's like a little pop of candy. It's delicious, and my kids do love it. So if you are doing this with your children and you want to do like a little festive touch, get the red and the green non-Purells, the red, green, and white ones, and you could roll your cookie dough in that and bake it off, and it'll be just fine. It's not gonna melt. It'll be great. And now I got my Gingersnap cookie dough. How are my bake-alongs doing?
Tell her how we're doing.
We got some Christmas nonpareils out now.
Oh, you're doing it!
We're going all in.
Go, go.
Awesome, yeah.
And another kid has joined in.
Nice, I see that. Hey.
An 8-year-old.
An 8-year-old.
This is gonna be fun.
Looks great.
So with the Gingersnap cookies, if your batter, your dough is still a little on the soft side, you're gonna want to spray your hands. Not too much, but spray them so that it doesn't go all over your hands. And because once they spread all over your hands, you can't get a good shape on them. So spray your hands, and then we're gonna go in here. You want to go a little smaller on these just because they spread a lot. Again, the size of a ping pong ball. And then we're gonna roll into some sugar. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Starting now.
All right. So again, I'm sorry if you hear any banging or loud noises. My children are running amok upstairs. These smell great. I'm gonna do about 3 inches apart on the cookie, and I'm just gonna take my hand, just 3 fingers, and slightly just tap them, climb it just a little bit. Some people like to go in there with a fork and do a little fork effect. I don't need that. I just take my hand and do it. It's gonna crack either way. So we're rolling it into some sugar. Just a little bit. And this looks really nice, like on a, if you like a big platter, like for a Christmas platter, it's really pretty. And everyone loves these cookies. They're so delicious. And I really hope that you guys love them too. All right, I'm about to do just the last of it. Roll it up. Just a little bit. Last one. Any questions? Whoop. Okay, boom, boom. Perfect. All right, and into the oven this goes. This is gonna take about 12 minutes as well. But again, I'm gonna check it at the eight minute mark for me. Okay. So do I have any questions? We're all good? How are my bacon longs going?
We're making gigantic ginger cookies at this point.
Okay, that's gonna take a little while longer in the oven though.
Cane for. What is the candy cane for?
The candy cane? What's a candy cane?
We had a candy cane in our bag from the library.
Oh, well, maybe that was just a treat.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
You can eat it. You know, that's not peppermint. If it was peppermint and you made the chocolate crinkle cookies, you could crush those babies up, roll the dough into that, and you could have a peppermint chocolate crinkle cookie. And that is a lot of fun. I don't know much kids who are into mint and chocolate though. I don't know why people don't like it that much. I love it.
We collect a lot of candy canes and then no one likes them.
They're all over the tree, and then after Christmas, I'm like, okay, it's like a waste.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so just a few tips for the crinkle cookies. I've made these crinkle cookies about any way you could think of. I've made a golden version. I've made my favorite, so good, is a red velvet version of this cookie. It's literally the same recipe. You're just gonna omit the cocoa powder, add about, I wanna say a quarter cup more flour, 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, and you're gonna add red food coloring to your wet ingredients. And it tastes just like red velvet cake. And it's gooey on the inside. It's delicious. And I'll normally put a little bit of cream cheese icing on top. It's great. Any questions? All right. Cool.
What should we be looking for to make sure to, like, how should they look when they're done?
So
The chocolate ones.
the what?
The chocolate cookies.
You want them to they're gonna start breaking up. You're gonna see the powdered sugar separating from the cookie. It's gonna start to crack. It's gonna get flat. It's gonna dome up a little bit, but don't worry, because once you take it up, they're gonna flatten out and then they'll become that crispy crinkle that you're waiting for.
Okay, great.
Yeah. With cookies, I find that they're always doming up on me. They always look like they're fluffy, and I don't like a fluffy cookie. I like a fudgy, chewy cookie. But once you cool it off, you take it out the oven, it flattens out and it becomes that chewy fudgy you're looking for. And I also undercook mine by like a minute and a half. It's not like the egg is fully cooked, everything, the flour is fully cooked, but it gives me that chewy fudgy consistency that I like in every cookie. That sugar cookie, chocolate chip cookie, whatever cookie, I want it chewy and I want it fudgy. If you like a firmer, more crunchy cookie, add another minute to the bake time. But with the crinkle cookie, the point of the crinkle cookie is so that it could be fudgy and gooey.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. How's my other baker doing? You there, my other bake along? Julie?
I'm here. My hands are sticky.
Oh, I get it. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and check on my cookies because I'm already at the 3-minute. And please, for your cookies, don't open the oven door. If you have a light, put the light on. Don't open the oven door because then it drops the temperature of your oven and then your cookies don't bake as evenly. Leave the door closed, leave your cookies alone. Just add the light. And mine are looking pretty good.
And how long are the ginger ones cooking for? I didn't get them in
12
yet.
minutes.
12 minutes, okay.
I feel like I made mine so big and I wanted them small. I wanted them teeny, but they're looking pretty ginormous. So with your regular cookie, your other cookie dough, I'm gonna freeze this because we're not gonna use it probably until Christmas time. So I'm gonna wrap it up tightly in saran wrap, put it in a freezer safe Ziploc bag, pop it in the freezer, and it's gonna be just fine right before Christmas. For the Gingersnap cookie, it's unique and a lot of people don't like it, but I love it. You could, if you want to do something different, you can make a carrot cake cookie by adding shredded, just pre-cook your shredded carrots just by like 2 minutes and add the carrots to your wet ingredients. And you have, it tastes exactly like carrot cake. If you want, you could even add walnuts to it. It's very good. Any questions? All right. So okay, I'm just gonna wrap this in some saran wrap. Whoops. Or you can add cardamom. Ugh, cardamom in this is really good too. It'll taste like a chai tea cookie. If you like chai tea. Does anyone have any questions that I didn't answer before that maybe I missed? All right.
How do these look? Can you see them? I know, they kind of mixed together a little bit.
I can't.
Were they
really-
supposed to be round?
I can't see them, Mom. I'm sorry. I can't see you.
She can see them.
Where are you?
Oh, my camera's on. Press my screen. Press that camera button right there. Okay.
Let me see. Well, now where the heck did I go? Oh, yeah. Wait, those are the
They're good?
what, chocolates?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good.
Do you think they look done or?
Okay. I won't be able to tell you from here. Oh, your oven door's open? Go ahead and just stick your finger in, or a knife.
Your finger in one?
Don't stick your finger, do a knife. Just, are they
still mushy?
Mushy? Yeah, you're gonna need to keep it in a little longer.
Okay.
Okay, Google, stop. Oh, mine are almost ready. They look perfect. This class might be a little shorter than anticipated. These cookies are super quick to make, as you can tell. But that's a good thing, because if you're just baking on a whim and you just want to create something real quick, or you have surprise dinner guests, which what I always have, these cookies are great. And they're so good. They're delicious. With coffee, with tea, with milk, anything.
I have one quick question. The option with the red velvet.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell me again what you put in and what you took out? I wasn't
Okay,
writing
sure.
it down.
So for the red velvet crinkle cookie, I omitted most of the cocoa powder. I did keep, okay, let's say you take out all the cocoa powder. You reserve 2 tablespoons of the cocoa powder, okay? You're gonna add red food coloring to your wet, and about 1/4 of a cup of regular AP flour, because you still want that consistency, you still want the crinkle, okay?
Got it.
And also, I'm sorry, I forgot to say this as well, add 1 tablespoon of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, go ahead and use regular whole milk with either vinegar or lemon stir with 1 tablespoon of vinegar or lemon per cup of milk, and then you make homemade buttermilk. You don't need to go out and get buttermilk for 1 tablespoon.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
1 cup of regular milk and one
One
tablespoon.
tablespoon of vinegar or lemon. Don't use lime. Lime gives it a horrible taste. I don't know why. It's so bad. I made that mistake once of using lime juice, and it was I didn't know what happened. I was like, nope.
Thank you.
Absolutely, darling.
Okay, we want to show you, Empress, our chocolate cookies.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
Yours are ready? They're beautiful. They're beautiful. How do they feel to the touch? Oh, I can't hear you. You got muted.
Sorry, I didn't even think of touching them. They feel squishy in the middle and hard on the outside.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
That's what you want. Now let them cool and they're gonna be perfect. They look beautiful, guys.
Try to eat them now.
You'll burn the roof of your mouth. I know. I want to eat them now. I'm gonna take mine out too because they're pretty much done. Oh, let me finish covering these. You guys did great. And with 2 kids, what? I told you this was foolproof. I have mine right here. She's speaking up. You wanna come say hi? This is my 9-year-old.
Hi. What'd you make?
Ginger snaps.
What the hell is a ginger snap?
Yeah.
All right, ginger snap.
All right, so this is done. Let me take off my silicone sheet. I want to show you guys my cookies. And you don't want to, the crinkle cookie, I don't see why you would over bake it because if you want a crinkle cookie, you want a fudgy cookie. So don't over bake your crinkle cookies. Please make sure they're set an alarm because they're just going to be just hard and they're going to be chocolate rocks. Let me get my other mitts. And these are my crinkles. See, I could have added some more powdered sugar, but these are they look. And my ginger snaps are ready. And these I just want to show you. These again, they're gonna crackle as they cool, but you want that. You want your finger to leave a mark there. You don't want them too firm. You don't want them super crunchy unless like you're into that. I don't understand why you would be though. Cancel. And yeah, you just wait for your cookies to cool. Go ahead and transfer them onto a wire rack. I don't because I can't find mine. So I let them cool on this. If by any chance you over bake your cookies slightly and you have to get them off this hot pan or else you're going to continue cooking, just grab the parchment paper or the aluminum foil and you're just fine. Just put them on a flat, cool surface like a cutting board. Don't put them on your counter because then your counter's going to get sticky. And yeah, I believe that's it. If you did just put your cookie on a cookie sheet with vegetable oil because you had no liner, take a flat spatula, the flattest spatula you can find, go ahead and just transfer them onto a cutting board or to a wire rack slowly because you don't want them to break. These are sensitive, especially when they're hot. But these look good. They look very good. I want to transfer them now. Any questions? Okay, did I mute? Okay. All right. Oh, I saw that we had a chat here. That's fun. Anything on the chat that I missed? Nope. All right. Bakers, are all your cookies finished? Thank you. All right, awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plate my cookies just for the sake of this class. I would never do it normally this soon out of the oven. I would wait about 15 minutes, but I want to show you guys. So I have my platter. You can line them up with doilies or whatever festive, what have you, that you have. And I'm gonna use something like this. Normally I want it metal, but this is what I can find right now. I'm gonna transfer my cookies onto my platter. If you want, you can go ahead and dust these with a little bit more powder. You know what? Let me show you now, actually. Rewind. So I'm gonna go on my sieve before I platter these up, my powdered sugar, and I'm gonna hit these with a little more powdered sugar. I want them to be dusted a little more. Perfect. And look how pretty. That's exactly what we wanted. And wait until you take a bite. Oh my God, you're so good. So these I'm just gonna go around. And once they're cooled off, go ahead and you can gift these. So in a little cellophane bag or any little paper bag that you have. Ooh, my Gingersnap are soft. I hand these out for Christmas with cherry thumbprint cookies. And those are a huge hit all the time.
My chocolate ones are very, very mushy. It's almost as if like they're not really cooking. I don't know. Say it again.
Can I see them real quick?
I just put my finger in right there.
Oh, they're crackling though. They look good. Give it like another 3 minutes. They look good.
They look good? Okay. They were really soft. I don't think they hardened.
It's okay. They look great.
Okay.
And my ginger snaps are pretty much ready there. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what they look like. See, they flattened out. They were really round before. It got flat, and again, you can see the indentation of my fingers. So this is gonna be a chewy one. This is great. These are really good for ice cream sandwiches too, because they do firm up very well and they keep their shape nicely. They don't break because they're so like chewy. So some vanilla ice cream or some dulce de leche ice cream between these, delicious. All right. And there you have it. You have your chocolate crinkle cookies and your Gingersnap cookies. Are there any questions?
What if we ate everything already?
Well, then I say, great. Have yourself a good night's sleep because you're gonna need it. Either that or your kids are wired and you're not gonna sleep for a very long time. So
They were really good. The chocolate were so good.
I'm so glad. Aren't they like so fudgy and just everything that you wanted? Did you drink it with, did you eat it with milk?
I'll do the third cookie with milk for sure.
So good. So good. But I really hope you guys enjoy these recipes. Honestly, I love doing this and I love teaching you guys, and this is just great. And I love my bake along. So thank you so much for baking with me and for interacting and asking questions.
Thank you for having us. These are amazing.
I hope you love it. Did your Gingersnaps come out? Did you do the Gingersnaps?
We did, but we're still waiting on those. Those went.
Okay. All right, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, Mama. Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Go with your family. Be sweet.